Hello. Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
So thank you so much. Can you tell us a little bit about the history of this train?
Oh yeah, so the tram was built in 1912, and it's the grandfather version of the. Am I being videotaped? That's awesome.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Same.
It's the grandfather of the SkyTrain that we have here in Vancouver. So it runs the same line as the Millennium Line as well as the Expo Line. So that means that it was connecting Vancouver, New Westminster, and Burnaby, as well as all the way out to Chilliwack and all the way out to Steveston. So it went quite far. It ran all through electricity, so like the SkyTrain does today.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, do you know how many people can fit? You can come here a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
So basically, there is a smoking section and a non-smoking section in the cart, and it's about, I would say there was probably, because kind of like here you would have chairs and people can stand. There was a motorman as well as a conductor. The motorman was the one who was running the train, so he would be the one that would making sure that there's no one in the way, and would make sure that it was going the direction it was going. And then the conductor was the one who was taking the tickets and making sure that the people were okay.
Do you think this one is the oldest train?
It's the oldest one here that we have in Vancouver.
Vancouver?
Yeah. So there was the interurban tram is the SkyTrain. There was streetcars that ran in between the streets, and then you had the trains that went further away.
So you said what year it built?
1912.
1912.
And they all kind of disappeared in the 1950s because they all got replaced by buses.
So this one is not replaced?
It is, yeah. So there's only 3 left. They were all burned underneath. They're all burned and taken their metal and stuff for selling. And there's only this one. There's one out in Steveston at the museum in Steveston, and then there's actually one that you can ride out in Cloverdale.
We will find it.
It's actually over here.
Yeah.
There, if you go here. It's just right here. So if you go out into the History Museum, you can actually go and check it out, and you can actually go on it. It's an hour ride. It'll make something fun.
Yeah, we will go. We will go for sure. Thank you so much
No
for
problem.
sharing. How long you're working here?
I've been here for about 3 years.
3 years? How you like it?
I love it.
That's good. It's nice place.
Yeah. Are you guys visiting?
Yes, we're visiting, and then we're for Van TV on YouTube.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
What's the name of your channel?
It's Van TV.
Van TV.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Have a great time.
Thank you. Bye bye. تۆزێک معلوماتی داینێ ئەڵێ 1912 دروست کراوە و شوێنی سیگارکێشان شتیشی هەبووە هەندێک کەس توانیان سیگار بکێشن لەناو قەتارەکەتە ئەڵێ بەس 3 دانە قیتار ماوە ئاوا کۆن لە بیسی لە کەنەدا ئەویش ئەو 3 دانانن کە پێی نیشانداین ئەمەیانە ئەوانی دی هەموویان سوتاون و قاڵکراونەتەوە نەماون لە بین چوونە بازاڕە گەر ئەو شتانێکە بتێ بکڕی و ئەوانە لێرە یادەوەری بمێنێ و سیمبولی ئەو شارش پێ نیشان دەدا. How are you?
Good, thank you.
You come to visit here?
Yes.
How do you like here?
It's very good. Atmosphere very good.
Yeah?
Everything good. Yeah.
Do you wanna buy something?
Should be. I'm looking for it. Yeah.
You live in Vancouver or you?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Where
Yes.
do you live?
Vancouver East Side.
Okay. How long you're here?
I just get here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's first time you're coming here.
Yes.
How do you like it?
Like I told you, atmosphere is good, but anything else I don't know yet.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll try to figure it out.
There's lots of old stuff, old buildings, old houses there.
Yeah.
It's so nice. It smells good. It's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
I recommend you to visit it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank
Have
you.
a good day. الله تازه هاتون نزن هول جاريتي ليرة إيرج جارية
Thank you.
100 ساڵ کۆنەها ماڵی کێ بوو ئێرە ئەدوین مستر ئەدوین ماڵە خۆشە
Originally, it's territory used by the indigenous people, and there were very large preempted. So the law said if you have it, you have it.
I know you were just explaining. Can you explain a little bit for us too?
Sure.
Yeah? So tell me how long, whose house is here?
So the house has a name. It's called Elworth.
Okay.
And Elworth was built by a couple, Mary and Edwin Bateman. He had worked for the Canadian Pacific Railway and had a pretty good job there. Okay. So when they were approaching his retirement, they built this nice home here in Burnaby. And this neighborhood was being developed as a rather expensive area. Not just anyone could live here. And if you could live here, though, and you had the money, you could get all the luxuries of the big city, which is Vancouver, here in beautiful rural Burnaby. You're close to the lake, it's quiet, you don't hear all the traffic you hear today. And so you can have this sort of wonderful country living out here in Burnaby.
He must be rich.
He was upper middle class, so not really wealthy. If you visit Sepperly, which is the art gallery today, that's a mansion. That has servants' quarters, lodges for gardeners and chauffeurs to live in. So they're not that wealthy. But he worked his way up in the Canadian Pacific Railway to a good management position and had enough money certainly to live comfortably and have a nice home out here in Burnaby.
How this one's working?
So this is a wood-burning stove. Now, it's a very modern home. It has electricity and hot and cold running water, but Mary Bateman preferred a wood-burning stove. So we have that family story. So when we restored this house, we put in a wood-burning stove instead of an electric stove. One thing you'll notice about the stove as well is that it has no water tank. It's very common to have a water tank on the side of a stove to keep water hot for washing or drinking. But because this house had a hot water tank downstairs, you don't need a water tank on the stove. And it's fancy, it's ornate, it's got fun, scroll work here and fancy swirls and hinges. So it's a pretty fancy stove even for a wood-burning stove.
They put the wood where?
So the wood goes in here.
Okay.
So either you can pop open the lid there or pull that down. And this then is the oven part.
Okay,
So
this is the oven.
Yeah, it's not a very large oven, it's pretty small.
It's good.
And how much air you let in, so there are vents at the side. When you let in a lot of air, the fire will burn faster and hotter.
Okay.
The kind of wood you use will burn at different temperatures. So people really familiar with the wood-burning stove know exactly which kinds of wood and how much air to put in to get it the right temperature. It's still not quite as accurate as a modern oven.
It's first time me seeing an oven like this.
Yeah.
A stove like this. Thank you so much for
You're
the
very
information.
welcome.
Anything else left you want to share?
Well, I'll just mention, they have other modern features. Refrigerator's not quite yet available, but you can have an ice box. So big block of ice inside, keeps your eggs and milk and cheese cool. Put downstairs where it's not going to get too much heat from the wood-burning stove.
That's amazing.
And, an early electric toaster, electric iron, electric coffee pot, things that a modern, wealthier family might have.
I know, right? But it's so cute, and they have everything almost. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Yeah, have a good day.
You too. And we do have a back door. You can scoot out the back.
I will try to go there.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hello, and yourself?
Pretty good.
There is that time, Brian.